Hi and welcome to another narration presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help promote the channel more. If you enjoy listening to the following story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. I'm a member of the Green Berets. The coronavirus isn't the reason for the closure of the national parks. This fantastic story is written by Riggs195, a wonderful author over on Reddit's The Dark Gathering subreddit. Well, the title says it all. I am a member of the Green Berets, the US's most prestigious warriors they have ever bred. This journey I am about to tell you all started during the coronavirus outbreak. Now, if you have ever heard of David Paulides and the missing 411, then you'll get an idea of what I will be discussing shortly. It began with a briefing from our superiors on our mission. There had been a surge of missing person cases in this particular national park before COVID hit. I won't say what park, but just know it was somewhere with much mountain terrain. This story will be told from my viewpoint and my partner, Nikolai. Briefing. SSG. Alright everyone, sit down and listen up. We have been asked for our assistance in surveying this park by the National Park and the White House. To keep it simple, we are tasked with discovering and eliminating whatever it is that is taking people from this park. The base has been set up and we are being asked to back up the FBI and their squads. We were told 2 of their squads were killed overnight and military involvement has been requested by the President. This mission is top secret and as you know, nobody is to know of this. We have been so generously given everything we need to complete this mission. The National Park and the surrounding areas have been closed off to the public, but this shouldn't be an issue due to the stay-at-home order set in place. This goes for all national parks. You are but one of many special forces tasked to eliminate this threat and has been deemed a national security concern by the White House. We have been given radar and will have air support on standby, as well as a blackbird in the air to keep an eye on your mission. You will be given 50 cals, armoured 4x4 Humvees, maps, live communication, thermal and night vision, and the best weaponry the United States military has to offer. Luckily we were given intel from the indigenous tribe that borders the park. Your bullets have been dipped in ash and whatever poor creature or beings that we may encounter will experience the full force that the United States military has to offer. That being said, you have 24 hours to get ready for your mission. Any questions? No response. Good. Day 1. As morning dawned, I made a cup of coffee, got my gear on and proceeded to the meeting point on the base. We began our trip in our armoured 4x4 Humvees and proceeded to the HQ base deep in the woods, which took the whole day. We took the forest road as dusk was approaching night. Alright men, keep a lookout, primarily on the tree line. As we drove, all was normal when suddenly we saw a pair of yellow eyes beginning to follow along with our platoon. Don't worry, it's only a scout, but stay frosty. After a mile or so, we were in the clear. Don't worry, they won't attack unless the eyes are red, said Nikolai. That was nice, I guess. We then approached the gates to HQ as we entered the range of light that the fog lights emitted. Once inside the base, we got out and proceeded inside. Now I have been on military bases before, but this was pretty new. The base was filled with these fog lights and barbed wire fencing to keep anything outside the base out. Not to mention the towers with thermal heat sensing 50 cals, as well as multiple MPs guarding the inside. The security for this base was something I would expect in the Middle East, not in the middle of the woods in the United States. Once inside the building, we were ordered to get our gear ready for an escorted patrol into the woods to investigate a cabin that a squad of FBI agents searched. We were called in for backup. Once we approached the cabin, we pulled security outside of it. Nikolai and I drew our rifles and our squad mate Roger broke the door down. We swept the cabin and saw one FBI agent cowering in the corner while this long skinny creature was feasting on the other now deceased FBI agent. Next thing I know, Nikolai blew that thing's head off with his shotgun. After we swept each room and deemed the cabin clear, we brought the surviving agent back to base. When questioned, the agent said, "We proceeded to enter the cabin and we heard some movement in one of the rooms. And as we approached it, the door swung open and that creature killed my whole squad. I thought I was a goner when it approached me and it spoke. I'll let you watch as I feast until you are the last, son of Yahweh. Your fear will make you a delicious meal." He kept smiling as it spoke and I just broke down. That's when you guys came in. "And the missing boy?" my SSG asked him. "I'm afraid we were too late. He was already dead when we arrived." Day 2. Another mission we were sent on was to investigate a summit where a ranger reported that on an overnight hike his tent was approached by multiple faceless men and they screamed such horrid noises he was paralysed with fear and had to be airlifted the following morning. Apparently the rangers had a rise of missing person cases around this summit. So we set up a fake camp and used the same ranger as bait. He was scared but felt better with the fact that he had backup from us. We set up snipers and the rest of my squad surrounded the tent from a good distance, activating night vision. Around 1 AM we saw movement. About 5 of those faceless men approached the tent and began to yell those noises. Then we fired. Snipers first, then the rest of my squad moved in. Those things tried to run off, but were met with the full force of my platoon. Safe to say, none of them got out of there alive. Our radio went off. "Stay put outside, the agency approaching to collect the bodies." Now my platoon was basically there to eliminate the threat. But as far as this outside agency, we had no clue who they were, nor what branch of government they belonged to. All I know is they picked up the bodies and the men in black spoke with my SSG as well as the commander back at HQ. Then they left. "Who the hell are those guys?" I said to Nikolai. "No idea, but it's best we don't ask questions," replied Nikolai. I'll say this, as our missions became more disturbing, I found it very hard to do just my job without knowing the full details. But nonetheless, I'm a soldier and I have a job to do, which I intend to do. Our next mission. Now, this was one of the worst missions I was a part of. We drove our Humvees to investigate reports of mutilated deer surrounding a lake that was popular during the park's normal hours when the park was open to the public. Once we arrived, the weather began to get worse, and then we noticed the red colour the lake began to give off. Then the strange cloud arrived. A crimson red just hovered over the lake. For some reason, Roger began to become hysterical and losing his damn mind, and then shot his 50 cal at the cloud, screaming, "No! You won't take me!" And then right after he shot, he was pulled into the cloud, and then the weather got so bad we couldn't even see. As soon as it started, he stopped, with Roger simply gone. We did not know what to do, so we reported what happened and HQ reported back. "Leave the area, now!" "Understood," replied our SSG. We then returned with a full force with air support. We found Roger's body dismembered and decapitated floating in the lake. Also, those same unnamed agents came back to pick up his body parts from the lake and again were speaking to my chain of command. After this loss of my close brother in arms, I couldn't take it anymore. When the agent was speaking to my commander, I walked in to demand answers. I knew I would be in trouble, but I interrupted the meeting anyway, and after arguing with my commander to know what was going on, the leader of said agency broke the arguing. "It's fine, Commander. This one here is one of your top soldiers, so we can let him know," said the agent. "Well, son, I can only say so much, but what I can tell you is this. You are basically the first wave of forces to investigate these strange occurrences in the park. Then when the situation is deemed too great, that's where we come in," I replied. "Okay, so if we can't fight off some evil weather entity, how the hell can you guys stop it?" "Oh, we are aware of this. Normally your weapons are perfect to deal with cryptids, but this is beyond those insignificant creatures. We have weapons to not exactly destroy, but hold those sentient weather beings who are controlled by what we believe are extraterrestrials. The natives speak of these events and gods who control the weather, and their way of halting it was blood sacrifices. But when I say extraterrestrials, I'm not talking about little green men. No, these are extra-dimensional beings. They can come into this reality, in and out as they please. Our mission is to stop this with the military's help, of course. Together, we hope to curb this." "So what do these ETs want?" I replied. "We don't exactly know. We have captured some, and at first they couldn't be contained until we had a group of physicists create a room that does not allow these beings to escape," responded the agent. "These ETs tell us one thing, but we can't believe that they are not 100% honest. They see us in the same way we see animals in a zoo. One way we reduce these instances is to allow them to abduct people." "Wait, so you're fine with innocent people being abducted? Why on earth would you be okay with this?" I stated. "That's enough, soldier," my commander interrupted. The agent put up his hand in a stop motion. "It's fine, Commander. Look here, as far as we know, this is the best outcome until we can figure out a way to stop them. As of now, they are uncontrollable. We will close the parks until it is deemed somewhat safe for the public. But don't be surprised if you hear of missing person cases. Now I assume I don't have to worry about you speaking of this, right?" "Not like anyone would believe me. Don't worry about me. I simply wanted to know the entirety of my mission," I replied. The agent then stated, "That's something I expected from a decorated soldier such as yourself. Now, Commander, please escort your soldier out. I believe he deserves some relaxation after the hell he has experienced." Before leaving, I managed to find a folder in the safe that contained more information than what was given to me. Apparently, we found something in a cave from a mission Nikolai was on before this recent one. That mission was in Yosemite National Park. After confronting Nikolai about this, he told me we should talk in a more private setting and told me to leave my phone and anything trackable. We drove to a parking lot by a local bar a few miles from base. This base was the one we arrived in, not the one in the forest, for clarity's sake. "So this is what happened," said Nikolai. "I and my fellow squad were sent to investigate a cave. We got into a huge firefight and 3/4 of my squad was killed trying to capture one of these interdimensional beings. Apparently, when they're in their physical form, there is a slight window of opportunity where you can damage them. We managed to knock it out and locked it in a room that apparently the ET could not escape. Don't ask me how it works, I'm not a physicist, though it was thanks to a Russian physicist that designed the room. It basically said that the cave was one of many that connect together to the mother cave. It refers to itself as a fallen angel, and that the rest of its kind, along with its king, will escape when the earth cracks, releasing them. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like the book of Revelations to me. It even said that the time will come in the same year that a great plague would cripple the world, which would start in China. Then just as this ET predicted, our military confirmed large heat signatures underground. The plan was to detonate a nuke. However, the problem was it was directly under Yellowstone National Park. Now these beings apparently lie, and this was indeed a lie because we mistook the heat signatures and they were indeed indicating magma activity. Individual heat signatures were found in Alaska. One of our scouting squads confirmed this when they found the mother cave and sent out an RC out with a camera. And to our horror, we saw more of these creatures that would make a Wendigo look like a puppy. The military plans on sending a large force to make some noise, but even then I don't know how the US alone will fare up against these things. So now, here I am writing this out. People need to realise what is going on in these parks. The government and military have no control over these events. It's best you stay away from the forest. I was granted leave for a few weeks, and when I returned I was tasked with leading a squad for the next mission. I am currently waiting for a flight to Alaska. Apparently, the Russians experienced the same phenomena in Siberia and followed the cave system to Alaska. The United States and Russia are teaming up after finding something that will shake our beliefs even further. Until then, it's best you stay home, for the virus isn't the only thing to keep you out of these woods. Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. And don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you'd like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. Have you written a creepypasta story you would like me to narrate? Have you had any cryptid sightings, paranormal or supernatural encounters, or even had a creepy or terrifying situation you would like to share? Well, I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit your stories. The link for that is also in the thumbnail as well as below in the description. You can submit your stories there, or you can send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. Now I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit and Discord. And if you'd like to support the channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. Now I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit and Discord. And if you would like to support the channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. And any and all donations would be gratefully received. Again, that will also be below. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.